Hi there and welcome back to EduTips, a web TV show sharing topics of interest with the education community.
Today's topic is homework. What, why, and how. You know, I recently saw on Twitter a couple of teachers were having an informal discussion about homework, and the question was, why do you give homework?
Okay.
And surprisingly, very few answered to learn. A lot just answered because that's what's done.
Okay, I doubt that's the entire teaching community that feels that way.
Okay, so forget the survey. Why do we give homework? What should it consist of? And let's talk about it a bit.
Okay, so in my opinion, I think that when a teacher teaches a new topic, the student probably doesn't really internalize the information very well. So homework should then be a deeper assignment, which could build the skills of whatever they were learned, or maybe solidify whatever was learned that day. For example, let's say math. When a teacher explains a math concept and does some problems on the board, the child might understand sort of, but until they actually do the problems on their own, they don't internalize and understand, doesn't really click. So that kind of homework, I think, is the best kind of homework, and that's what homework should be.
Okay, so I completely agree with that, especially for younger grades.
Right.
As a parent myself of elementary school students, I actually love homework for myself.
Yeah.
It gives me a chance to review what they learned that day and see what they learned. You know, a lot of students are not going to come home and tell their parents, I learned addition today in math and I learned a new vowel in reading.
Right.
But the parents can see based on the homework, and it gives them a chance to review if they need to go over any of the topics with their students. However, with older children, and I've seen this a lot with older, with students in older grades, that the homework doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what they learned that day. It doesn't increase their knowledge.
Right.
It's more of busy work, and it just is given to kill an hour of their night.
Yeah, I remember that clearly.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, right. But in any case, I also find that when you overburden a child or a student with homework, they get, this negative attitude towards homework, obviously, and sometimes even school. And as a parent, that could become, very stressful, when your child's not interested in going to school or hates school because of all the work that they have to do. And if it's superfluous and unnecessary,
Right. Our students should not be coming home and spending their whole night doing homework. And there's also an issue that teachers sometimes place too much emphasis on homework,
Right.
on the grades that they give. Students can be a great student and know the material, just not be best at doing homework.
Yeah, and don't forget about the kid who leaves the homework in school to begin with, like me.
Right. I'm sure whoever left their homework in school wasn't too happy about doing it in the first place, which brings us to the question, how do we get our students to want to do their homework?
Right. It's interesting you should ask that, actually. I also saw a tweet last week where a teacher was mentioning that she actually gave her students the opportunity, and it was an activity, where they chose what they were going to do for homework. So this way it was exciting for them when they went home. They chose what they were doing for homework. It wasn't something that was chosen by the teacher.
Well, that sounds great, but we're running out of time.
Oh, you're right. Well, let me just let you know that this video has been sponsored by Dynamic Data Concepts. With their software, there's an online portal where parents and students can log in and see the upcoming homework and assignments. If you'd like to learn more about their wonderful software, visit them at www.dynamicdataconcepts.com. Thank you for joining us in EduTips.
We'll see you next time.